Hello dear students. Friends, today we are going to talk about, in last lecture we saw the concept that is lens maker formula, and we studied about the relation of focal length, then refractive index and radius of curvature that we saw. Now we are going to talk about equivalent focal length of two lens system. So that today we are going to see. So friends, before starting the actual topic, we need some concepts related to that. We'll start that first. So here it is one first concept, that is a magnification of an image. So magnification of an image means, see, if this is a lens and if we have an object here, then we get the image at the right hand side, that is in image space. So size of image, object, and relation of size of image, that is basically magnification. See, it is defined as size of the image and size of the object. So this is an object O and this is image I. So magnification is given by I upon O, that is size of image divided by size of object. It can also be defined as image distance V to the object distance U, that is V upon U. So both way we can find the magnification. So see, here it is, the lens is shown and this is an object placed in object space, that is to the left of the lens. When light rays reflect from the object, that incident on lens, see, this is size of the object, it is 3 centimeter. So when one light ray which is parallel to optical axis and another passing through optical center, they intersect after refraction at this point and image formation is done. So here the image is formed and now we can see this is a size of image. And when we talk about magnification, it is nothing but the ratio of size, this size and this size. So here if you observe that object size is say 1, 2, 3 and image size is say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I upon O, that is 5 upon 3 is equal to 1.66. So this way we can find out the magnification produced by the lens. Now this is an object distance, and from optical center the distance of image, that is image distance, the ratio of V upon U, that is image distance divided by object distance, also gives us the magnification. Now let us consider another concept which is important for understanding our topic, that is deviation produced by thin lens. So let us consider, here it is a lens and this is an object. So when light rays travel from object to lens, see what happens. Here it is, object O is there which is situated at point P. This is a point P, note down. Okay. Now when light ray, one ray along optical axis and another making certain angle, incident on the lens at point A. See, if suppose this ray is now making an angle alpha with optical axis. Now suppose if there is no lens, that means remember that there is only single medium everywhere, media that is having refractive index mu1, mu2. So we know that in same medium light always travels in a straight line linearly. So here it is, it would have gone in this way. But now what is happening, we are putting lens and remember that the refractive index of this material is different. Okay, so suppose this is glass media, so its refractive index is, let us consider mu2. So obviously if there it is a change in material, so light passing, instead of going straight, it bends or diffracts and intersect at this point on optical axis where image formation is done. So now this ray is making an angle beta. So remember that with optical axis, emerging ray is making an angle alpha and refracted ray is making an angle beta. And here the actual deviation is delta. So instead of going straight, the ray refracts in this direction, making an angle, this delta, and this is called as an angle of deviation. So now here let us consider the point at which the ray is incident away from optical center is A, and it is at height h. So OA is equal to h. Now deviation produced by the lens delta is, now this delta, actually remember that this is a triangle and delta is an exterior angle of this triangle, and exterior angle is nothing but is equal to summation of these two angles. So therefore delta is equal to alpha and beta, but alpha we can say that it is angle APO, and beta we know that is AIO. Okay, so here delta is equal to angle APO plus AIO. But from figure we can say that APO is equal to, see this APO, this angle can be calculated, given by this height and this distance. So therefore delta alpha is equal to h upon OP and beta is equal to h upon OI. Since delta is an exterior angle, we saw that this delta is nothing but addition of these two. So this alpha plus beta, so the delta is equal to h upon OP plus h over OI. But remember, OP, if you see OP, this is the object distance and it is to the left of the lens, so that is minus. So OP is equal to minus u and OI is equal to V. So now putting these values, we get delta is equal to, this is here it is h, OP is minus u, h upon minus u plus h upon V, and therefore delta is equal to h into 1 upon V minus 1 upon u. But we know that, so therefore 1 upon V minus 1 upon u is nothing but the relation of focal length and V and u. So therefore delta is equal to h upon f. And so remember, this is very important that we are going to use this concept. So deviation delta is equal to h upon a. So any deviation can be calculated using the point at which the ray is incident, its distance from origin, that is h, and f. Okay, so that, remember that deviation depends on, it does not depend on the position of the point on optical axis, but it depends on the height and f. So deviation is independent of position and depends on the height at which ray strikes the surface of lens and focal length of the lens, so that you remember. So next concept is optical power. See, here it is, optical power is reciprocal of focal length of the lens. Here it is given by P is equal to 1 over f, where f is focal length and P is power of the lens. So we know that SI unit of power of focal length is meter. So obviously optical power is given by 1 over m, that is meter inverse, and the unit has been assigned by the name, that is diopter. So the unit of power is diopter, and it is nothing but 1 over m, or that is meter inverse. See, it is what we observe is that if ophthalmologist writes a prescription for a spherical thin lens of minus 0.5, what it represents? It represents a lens having power minus 0.5 diopter. So what exactly it is? See, the negative sign means the lens is diverging. That is important thing. We know that P is equal to 1 upon F. Whatever figure ophthalmologist has written, that is minus 0.5, actually it depicts the power of that lens. But we know that F is equal to 1 upon P. So 1 upon minus 0.5 diopter, it gives us focal length is equal to minus 2 meter. And so lens maker can use this concept to prepare the lens. So he needs to prepare a lens having focal length so and so. Okay, thank you. Similarly, note that for a pair of lenses in contact, the power of combination is PC. That means if two lenses are in contact like this, so this is another one lens and this is another lens. So they are in contact, means distance between them is supposed to be 0. In that case, the total power PC is equal to power of first lens plus power of second lens. Now let us talk about equivalent focal length of thin lenses. So what the concept is, that let us consider. See, one important thing, why to use two thin lens system? That is first important thing. The reason is this, that if we consider a single lens, then there it is aberration problem, that is image formation is not sharp. So that is why multi-lens system is used. Second, what is equivalent lens? Now suppose two thin lenses are used, system of two thin lenses are used, and it is producing some effect, image formation. So by doing some kind of calculations, we can use a single lens giving the same effect. So see, equivalent lens can be defined as a thin lens having the same focal length as that of equivalent focal length of a given combination of coaxial lenses. So see, the equivalent length, it is a single lens producing the same effect as the given combination of lenses when kept at particular position. So now we are going to see equivalent lens concept. So see, let us consider this is a single lens and this is an object. So object O is placed here. Say AB is that. Now when rays travel from object A, this is a parallel ray to optical axis, and this is another ray which is passing through optical center. We saw after refraction it intersect at this point. See, observe here, the rays are passing. After refraction they intersect at this point where image formation is done. Okay. So now here we got the image formation. Now you can understand, this is object distance u. Second, image is formed at distance v to the right, and the parallel ray, we know that the ray parallel to optical axis always passes through focal length. So up to this distance it is a focal length of lens 1. Note here we are considering very thin lens, so that when we are measuring U, F and V, we are measuring it from optical center, since the poles are very close to this principal plane. Second, note the ray will be refracted from the principal plane that we are considering. Now here equivalent lens concept let us consider. Now see, here it is. When ray passes incident on first lens, its height of the ray object is h1, and remember that h1 is nothing but O1 q1. Now when the lens is absent, let us consider no lens is there, then due to same media the light would have gone straight. But as the lens is here, it refracts, and since the ray is parallel to optical axis, it passes through a point which is a focal length of this lens. So remember that distance O1 f2a is focal length of lens L1. Okay. Now due to this lens, there it is a refraction, and the angle of deviation is delta 1. So delta 1 is due to lens L1. Now when we put second lens, now what is happening? You see that the ray which is refracted from L1, actually it is passing through lens L2, and L2 is also lens, so it will also refract this ray. But note, as this ray was coming parallel to optical axis, now this ray is not parallel to optical axis, so after refraction it will not pass through the focal length of lens L2. So see here once again. Now the lens is here. See what is happening. The ray, instead of going straight, now what is happening? From point B it is again refracting, and this is now the refraction due to lens 2. So remember, due to lens 1 the deviation was delta 1. Now due to ray 2 this deviation is delta 2. So obviously total deviation is equal to delta 1 plus delta 2, that you remember. So here the ray intersect at to optical axis at point f2, and this is, remember that though this point we get f1, it is not actually a focal length of lens L2. But now we know that whenever ray is incident on a system which is parallel to optical axis, so parallel ray cuts the optical axis at focal point. Okay, so now from O1 to this point, it is a focal length of this equivalent lens system. So the things to be remembered, that O1 to f2a is focal length of L1, that we know. Remember that f2 is not focal length of L2 because the ray is not parallel, and so when it refracts it does not pass through the focal length. But the point at which it intersect, okay, that is from the point where parallel ray is incident, that is this to this distance is a focal length of equivalent lens. Now here we are considering the distance between two lenses is x. So obviously distance from this point Q and this point another R, that is also x. So here it is delta 1 and this is point O2. So here we see. Now remember that as the parallel ray was incident at height h1, after refraction this ray is incident on the second lens at height h2. So here it is h1, here it is h2. Deviation due to L2 is delta 2, so this is delta 2. This is deviation due to 1, so total deviation is delta 1 plus delta 2. So x is equal to QR that we saw. So here it is QR. Now remember that this height is h1. Now this distance is also h1. This distance is also h1. So for first lens, incident ray strikes at height h1. For second lens, incident ray strike at height h2. That you remember. So now whenever here we see that in case of two equivalent lens, as we are getting this angle, and here if we trace it in backward direction, we get a intersection point of this ray and this ray. So remember that this deviation is a total deviation, that is delta 1 plus delta 2. So let us consider, suppose if there is no L1, okay, but now actually after refraction we are getting this ray when it is traced back. So if we draw a straight ray from this point, it appears that if it bends through this angle, then and only then it can pass through this point. Okay, so that you remember. So this is a point, and here it is called as a, when we draw a line through this point H perpendicular to optical axis, this point is P2, principal point P2. And now note that whenever we have an equivalent lens, then that lens can be placed here. This is a position of equivalent lens. So instead of two lenses, if a single lens is placed here, actually we need to calculate its focal length, that we are seeing. So if it is placed here, then the ray will incident at this point and it will refract through this angle delta, which is equal to delta 1 plus delta 2, and it will pass through this point. That means the single lens will produce the same effect as existing two lens system is producing. That is called as an equivalent lens. So now the equivalent lens we are going to place here, such that if in absence of this and this lens, the ray from the object will travel to this point. After refraction, it will pass through this and image formation will be here. The effect will be same. This is called as a equivalent lens. So now note that then what will be the focal length of equivalent lens? So focal length will be from P2 to this F2. So focal length F of equivalent lens is P2 F2. So from figure we can see that as this is delta 1, okay, this is delta 1, so we can say that, and this is delta 2. See, since delta 1 is opposite angle, so here these two lines are parallel and this line is intersecting. So this is delta 1, this is also delta 1, this is delta 2, this angle is also delta 2. So deviation due to L1 delta 1. So we already saw formula for deviation, that is H upon F. So from this, for delta 1, this is delta 1. So height is H1 and focal length of this lens is F1. So that is equation 1. Deviation due to L2 is delta 2. Again it is ratio of height and focal length. So height is h2 and focal length of lens 2 is f2, and we know that delta 1 plus delta 2, that means this is total deviation. Delta is equal to delta 1 plus delta 2. Now let us consider that how equivalent focal length of two lens system can be calculated. See, here it is L1 that we saw. Light is incident at height h1, making angle delta 1. So from this figure, delta 1 is equal to h1 upon f1. But delta 1 is equal to h1. f1 is nothing but distance from this to this point, that is O1 to f2a. Similarly, we can see that focal length of L2 is, let us consider f2. This is small f2, remember that. Okay, so therefore angle delta 2 is ratio of this height and focal length of this L2, which we are considering f2. So delta 2 is equal to h2 upon f2, that is 2. But we know that this total delta is equal to delta 1 plus delta 2. So delta is equal to delta 1 plus delta 2. And here we know that actual delta, if we consider, then this delta actual deviation is this height ratio of this height h and the focal length of combination from O1 to f2, that is f. So therefore deviation produced by both the lenses, delta is equal to h1 upon f, where f is the focal length of combination of lens. Now we got delta 1, that is h1 upon f1, then delta 2 h2 upon f2, and we got this delta is equal to this. So from this we know that delta is equal to, so putting these values we can have delta is equal to delta 1 plus delta 2, that is h1 upon f is equal to h1 upon f1 plus h2 upon f2. But when we talk about equivalent focal length f, so we want to put it here. Equivalent focal length is basically from C, but equivalent focal length f is equal to p to f2. So that means when lens system is placed and this equivalent lens is placed here, so p to f2 gives the equivalent focal length f. So now from figure we can say that h2, here it is h2. See here, these are 3 points R, E and O2. So when we talk about H2, H2 is nothing but O2E, and that is actually difference of O2R minus ER. Here it is. Now in triangle QRE, so here if you see the angle Q, then this point R and this E, this is delta 1. So here it is delta 1 is nothing but the ratio of this distance and this distance. So delta 1 is equal to ER upon QR. But see, we know that this distance QR is nothing but x. So putting that QR is equal to x, we get from this relation ER is equal to delta 1 into QR is equal to x. So ER is equal to x delta 1. Again O2R is equal to O1Q is equal to H1. So height, this is H1, is equal to O2R, and that is exactly equivalent to this distance O1Q, that is H1. So now here it is, we know that H2 is equal to O2R minus ER. So here H2 is equal to O2R. So this is O2R minus ER. O2R minus ER. So therefore H2 is equal to this H1 minus, we are talking about ER, but we already saw ER is equal to x delta 1. So x delta 1. Now delta 1 is nothing but, this delta 1 is nothing but H1 upon focal length of first lens. So putting in above equation, here it is H2 is equal to H1 minus x into delta 1 is equal to H1 upon F1. So from this equation we get H2 is equal to H1 into 1 minus x upon f1. So this is relation of h1 and h2 in terms of x and f1. So this relation we have got, or we can write that is h1 upon h2 is equal to f1 upon f1 minus x. So now using equation 6 in equation 5, if we put, we get h1 upon f is equal to h1 upon f1 plus h2 upon f2, and here we have to put the value of h2. So here we get h1 upon f is equal to h1 upon f1 plus, instead of h2 we are going to put this value, that is h1 into 1 minus x upon f1 divided by this f2. So from this relation we can get 1 upon f is equal to 1 upon f1 plus 1 upon f2 into f1 minus x upon f1, and finally we got the relation that is 1 upon f is equal to 1 upon f1 plus 1 upon f2 minus x upon f1 f2. The same relation can be written as 1 upon f is equal to f1 plus f2 minus x divided by f1 f2, or f is equal to f1 f2 upon f1 plus f2 minus x. And this is the equation from which we can calculate the equivalent focal length f if the two lenses having focal length f1 and f2 are there and separated by distance x. So that remember. Now suppose these two lenses are connected, okay, then when x is 0, so these terms automatically gets cut. Equivalent focal length f is equal to f1 f2 upon f1 plus f2. So here the distance of separation between two lenses, so the quantity f1 plus f2 minus x is called optical separation or optical interval delta, and it is given by f is equal to, so we get relation f is equal to f1 f2 upon delta, where f1 plus f2 minus x is delta as shown here. Now let us consider optical power related to this system. That is, we know that 1 upon f is equal to 1 upon f1 plus 1 upon f2 minus x upon f1 plus f2. So now the power P is equal to P1 plus P2 minus x into P1 P2, as we know that power is reciprocal of f. Now note, if two lenses are in contact like this, that means distance of separation is 0. So obviously 1 upon f is equal to 1 upon f1 plus 1 upon f2, and that is why the power is also P is equal to P1 plus P2. So this is what all about the effective focal length of two lens system or equivalent focal length of two lens system. Thank you very much.